Looks like we got you, Captain Crunch.
Nonsense. I'll be out of here in 30 seconds flat. Oh, Smedley, it's Captain Crunch's peanut butter cereal. It's sweet, crunchy, and tasty, with a real honest-to-peanut butter flavor. Delicious. I told you, I'm out in 30 seconds. Flat.
Captain Crunch's peanut butter cereal from Quaker.
Do you know me? Would you believe I'm Bugs Bunny? I'm also the voice of many other cartoon characters. But in here, they don't care if I'm Elmer Fudd. So I carry an American Express card, the one card I need for travel and entertaining, for business and pleasure. Why, without this, the only way I'd get any attention is by saying, that's all, folks.
To apply for a card, call 800-528-8000.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Your shower's ready, dear. Here's your life buoy.
Thank you, Mother. Life Boy with mint. Yo, what's happening?
Cool Life Boy with mint. You're too much.
Groovy, refreshing Life Boy with mint. Ooh.
How was your shower, dear?
It was a shower, Mother.
Lifebuoy deodorant soap with mint. Hysterically refreshing.
Cost of living got you down.
Prices are so high, I take a ladder to go shopping.
Cost of living got you down.
Money used to burn a hole in my pocket. Now it isn't even there long enough to get warm.
There's one bargain left in town.
Campbell's Soups. Try chicken with rice. Best parts of the chicken, fluffy rice, and 2 chicken stocks for extra flavor. About 6 cents a 7-ounce serving.
Sit right down and get your Campbell's worth.
Welcome to our special report. I'm Mark Levi. Tonight, field reporter Lisa Graham goes into the Catholic Church to examine love in the Catholic Church. Here now is Lisa Graham.
Hi, I'm Lisa Graham. In the past 3 months, I've investigated love in the Catholic Church. And I'm not talking about the Old Testament of love thy neighbor. I'm talking about intimate love between a woman and a priest or a man and a nun. Can we go so far to include love affairs between priests and nuns? In my reporting, I'll uncover intimate stories of love affairs that went much further than one might ever suspect. I'll conduct interviews with Catholic priests, nuns, and everyday church-going members. All will share stories and what the higher-ups expect from their priests and nuns, and what common people who attend these places of worship expect from the fathers and sisters of the Catholic Church.
We're all human. Love is a very complex and a large enough obstacle that sometimes climbing over it, you question your sacred vows, you question your strengths and weaknesses. It takes a lot of faith to overcome intimacy, and there are those who find an outside relationship away from the church more fulfilling. We either pass or fail in our commitments towards the church. Sometimes our faith isn't as strong as we wish it were, and for those who have the strongest of faith, love and intimacy can still be longed after. Like I said before, we're all human, and humans are prone to making bad decisions.
I was a part of the sisterhood for almost 20 years, and then my faith was tested. You might say I failed the test. Do I regret making my decision? No. I fell in love, and that love was, in my personal opinion, was honestly meant to be. I experienced some guilt. I'm still a practicing Catholic. I still believe in God, and I also believe that in some mysterious way that this was God's plan for me. I guess my commitment to the church as a sister wasn't as strong as I, at one time or another, thought it was. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means that God had other plans for me.
God constructs a highway for every individual that he created. On this road, there are twists, turns, bumps, and forks in the road. This is our personal road. There are tons of obstacles that we have to drive over, and that includes making personal decisions. Are these decisions always right? Unfortunately, the only one that can answer the question is God, and we shouldn't judge one's personal life decisions. God is the master highway builder, and he knows the road we travel. We have to have faith in believing that at the end of this road, we have achieved the place God wanted us to be in. Only when we detour off from the highway and travel a road that was not built by God are we at risk of losing our lives.
Temptations surround us every day. We can either give in to those temptations or we can ignore them. When we give in to these temptations, we alter the course that God had laid down for us. But if we ask God to put us back on the right path, to forgive our sins, and we are sincerely sorry, God will forgive us. He will put us back on that particular road, and it is up to us on how we then wish to travel on God's highway. Sometimes it can be difficult, but if we have strong faith, we can successfully achieve God's ultimate goal.
Now, at this point, after everyone had given me their opinions of whether this was morally wrong or that God in his own wisdom had altered the choices people made, I dug in further, asking them to relate a story. At first, many I interviewed were hesitant, but then they told me about their personal experience.
Our special report, Love in the Catholic Church, will continue with Lisa Graham after these messages.
When entering the world of art, you'd be smart to dress the part. Gentlemen prefer Hanes, with all the ladies draped in crepe. The artist loves the human shape. Gentlemen prefer Hanes. Hanes will make you smooth and silky, shapely, sexy. Wear a pair and you could be captured for posterity. Gentlemen prefer Hanes.
Ring around the collar, ring around the collar.
Ring around the collar. Bleh.
Those dirty rings. You try scrubbing them out and soaking them out, and you can still come out with...
Ring around the collar.
Now try Whisk. Concentrated Whisk goes right on the dirt. Its unique formula sinks in and starts to clean before you start to wash. Gets even permanent press collars really clean. Whisk around the collar beats ring around the collar every time.
Pretty shirt.
Igor, go and get me what I crave. Evening, Igor.
If you want a better orange soda, made with more natural orange flavor than ever before, try Shasta. It's got the bright color, the sweet smell, and the great taste of oranges. Shasta, it's the orange soda that can make anybody happy.
Now we return to our special report with Lisa Graham, Love in the Catholic Church.
I wouldn't call it love at first sight. I knew Daryl for several years. I taught his children in grade school. When we first met, he was married to a very lovely woman. Her name was Susan. Susan got sick. The doctors told her she had stage 4 lung cancer. It was about 2 years after Susan's death that Daryl and I started to connect. I was there helping him raise his 3 children. We went out for dinner on several occasions. Then, I don't know, something clicked. I realized that I had fallen in love with Daryl and he had fallen in love with me. At first I tried to run away from it, but it seemed no matter how far away I went, he was a constant thought. Finally, I, after a lot of soul-searching, made the decision to leave the sisterhood. We were married shortly thereafter. Like I said before, I have no regrets.
Sorry, but I can't tell you any stories. Let's just say that I had my own temptations, and I knew several priests, sisters who too had their personal temptations. Some of us had strong faith. The others, they got up and left. This life wasn't meant for everyone. That's all I'm going to say.
I've been in love, and I seriously thought about leaving the sisterhood. To this very day, I often wonder how my life would be if I had left and married this man. I guess I will forever be haunted by that wondering. But I made my decision to continue being a sister. I honestly believe that God had put me on the path to being where I am today. My personal faith had been tested. It was very hard, and it was very sad. But I believe that I'm better, and my strength in my faith in following God is much more than it had ever been before. This is the work God wanted me for, and I have to be content with that fact.
I was teaching at a Catholic university. I fell in love with a student, We were both young and naive. I went on several dates with him. Was intimacy involved? I confess, yes it was. Do I have any regrets? No. It was a hard lesson learned. He had proposed to me. For a long while I was torn between my commitment to the church over my love for him. The decision to stay as part of the sisterhood was very challenging. God had intervened, and I realized that this life was the life I was destined to be in. God wanted me in this life. I just had to accept that. I asked God to forgive me, and I believe he did.
Yeah, we are all faced with certain challenges in our daily lives. No one is immune to human nature. Love is very complicated. It takes on a personality all of its own. Love can be right or it can be wrong. We can't pass judgment on any person because they trade one life for another life. I honestly believe that God has a plan for everything. And when it comes to love, God knows where our hearts belong.
Nothing is written in stone. I knew that when I met Rebecca that she was the woman for me. I couldn't move forward without her in my life, and I constantly thank God for putting her into my life.
So the question is it wrong or is it right to follow where your heart takes you? Only God can answer that question. Life is filled with many challenges, and love is one of life's biggest challenge. Love takes on a whole life of its own. The bottom line, we go where our hearts take us. This is Lisa Grom reporting on Love in the Catholic Church. Thank you for watching.
We thank you for joining us tonight for this special report of Love in the Catholic Church. I'm Mark Levi, and I'm wishing all of you a safe and good night. Thank you for watching.